How much of a child's use of technology contributes to their digital literacy? That is the question that I will focus on throughout my interview of Mimi. Mimi is a 12-year-old adolescent who lives with her mother, her father, and her younger sister in the suburbs of Delaware County. The township ranges from middle-class families and lower, with most students qualifying for the free and reduced lunch program at the local public school. Mimi attends a local private school in the area, which is very small in nature, and therefore they're able to provide a more hands-on approach to her education. Her school has a one-to-one iPad initiative at the middle school level, but offers computer technology courses starting from kindergarten. Mimi has use of her iPad every day and also has a computer class once per week. In addition, she has a cell phone, a home laptop, and television with basic channels, all of which she has unlimited access to. I selected Mimi because I wanted to look inside her use of technology as an adolescent and analyze whether or not she was being prepared to be digitally literate. To gather my data on how Mimi uses technology and whether her use will lend to her becoming more digitally literate, I used a variety of tools over the course of 3 weeks. I had her keep a running record of her use of the iPad, as well as her home laptop and also her phone. To conclude my research, I conducted an interview to get her take on her use of technology, as well as get her perspective on the implications of her use. Mimi, what do you think of when you hear the words digital literacy?
I think it means I think it means when you're talking about electronics.
Okay, so what do you think you are digitally literate?
Yes,
What do you say yes?
because I use technology.
So looking at your the data you collected for your use of technology during the school day, are you surprised of the amount of time that you spent on technology?
No, because I already knew how much I used it on the weekdays, and it's about 7 to 5 hours on weekdays, and for class I usually just use it to research things or to write things down, like on notes.
How do your teachers incorporate technology in their teaching and in the classroom?
They incorporate technology with a smart board where they project websites and information, and up for math, she puts the work page on there with the problem, so then we can write on the smart board the answer. And we also use Google Docs to do classwork and then submit it, and then it would give the answer to the teacher.
Okay, do you ever create anything using technology in class?
Like a letter or yes. So, if we do an iMovie for computer class, I did it last year, I did a PSA iMovie where I put all the facts onto the iMovie and put pictures on there, and put me talking on there, and it was about animal abuse.
What are some things that you wish you could do on your iPad that you're not able to do right now?
Well, I wish that I could download games because it's pretty boring with the games that they have. And I also wish I could wish I could take it on summer.
According to the article, A Life in Bits and Bytes by Katie Davis, today's young people are growing up immersed in digital media. That's nearly 93% of teens aged 12 to 17. Looking at Mimi's use of technology, I would say it's a true statement depending on the day and the week. During the week, there's less use of technology for entertainment purposes, but she certainly uses it a lot for school purposes and as well as for homework. In addition, in my interview with her, she also stated that some weekends she doesn't really use technology. She further explained that some weekends she has sports practice as well as science program that she attends. And on those weekends, she has very little use for technology. On the way to those activities, she uses her phone to play games as well as to communicate with friends. So looking at the data you collected for your use of technology for entertainment purposes, what impact do you think technology has on your social interactions?
I think it has a good impact because now I can talk to my friends and like when it's a weekend or like for winter break, because then I don't get to see them for a long time. And with family, if they're like far away and then like I can't speak to them, but I can like call them or text them.
Okay. Do you have any social media
No.
accounts?
No.
Okay. Is that something that you are interested in having in the future?
Not really.
Why?
Maybe Facebook.
Okay. Looking at her use of technology outside of school, Mimi spends a lot of time doing homework on various websites and applications, and some of her time communicating with peers. She definitely falls in the minority group of children who use technology as a means to communicate and socialize with friends outside of school. It is mainly due to the fact that she doesn't have any social media accounts. According to Davis, 50% of teens reported using text messaging, compared to just 33% of teens who reported engaging in daily face-to-face interactions. Mimi receives text messages from friends regarding homework assignments, but that is very rarely. She often listens to music while doing homework and takes breaks to watch animal documentary. It definitely lends to the Davis' claim that digital media has a central role in youth's multitasking behavior, which allows them to go from using the web to talking and texting, listening to music, and doing other activities on electronic devices. Her multitasking skills were very evident during the presidential election, where she was able to politically engage in what was taking place by using her iPad while watching television, as well as texting friends to communicate the results that she was viewing on her iPad in real time. So that civic engagement, the civic political engagement that she participated in, is a direct relation to her teachers' incorporation of digital media in the classroom and in the classroom discussions, as well as activities and research students conducted. In contrast, in the schools where I've worked in the past, the use of digital media has not been fully embraced within the school setting due to fear of backlash from parents, administration, and also there's a lack of training on how to incorporate digital media in the classroom and leverage it to promote political and civic engagement in students. As Phillips and Mandarino stated in their article Access, Equity, and Empowerment, it's critical that students be given access to high-quality learning experiences using digital tools in order for them to develop their digital literacy. Simply having the tools in the classroom doesn't mean that the child will intuitively know how to use that tool to become politically and civically engaged. So when looking at Mimi's use of technology in her school, where they're using digital media as a learning source, in contrast to my previous employment, where it wasn't the norm. The act of watching the results of the presidential election and seeing the colors changing on the map depending on which candidate had the most votes, discussing the results via text with peers, and watching the news as the election took place, are all sorts of rich learning experiences that Phillips and Maderino speak of, which help shape a person's life opinions and potentially helps shape her political as well as social views. It is less likely for students who aren't engaged in digital media in the classroom to become civically and politically engaged in events that occur in society. In conclusion, what I've learned is that it's important for schools to make the effort to integrate technology in a meaningful way into their curriculums. As Felix and Maderino pointed out throughout their article, digital literacy is complex, but it can be attained if we are able to effectively use technology to engage students in a meaningful way for various purposes. In addition, we must incorporate technology in the classroom ways that are similar to how students already use that technology to create some fluidity. And this will help reduce the digital divide that often exists in schools, but also allow for a space to see the richness of the students' diverse cultural and ethnic and social backgrounds. Students will then take ownership of their work, will be more likely to take risks using various digital tools, and this will result in a rich learning experience that are student-centered and driven. Digital literacy will only be developed if students are given hands-on opportunities to express their creativity using various digital tools. They are allowed to conduct interest-driven independent research, become politically and civically engaged in current events through the analysis of digital media events, as well as given the opportunity to explore the various tools that are available so they can create things that resonate with them.